Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, or maybe you guys should be saying welcome back to me because I've been gone for a long time. And yeah, guys, Corona, COVID, it came with isn't it eziningi. It came with a lot of stuff, so I've just had to be away because I've had some personal things that I needed to address and work through, which I will share when I'm ready in the future somewhere. But anyway, yeah, if you're watching this, thank you for watching. I'm sure you've been waiting for part 3. Because I left you guys hanging. I gave you part 1 of Money Matters. I gave you part 2 of Money Matters. And I'm sure you were waiting for part 3 and it just didn't come. And you waited and you waited and you waited. But now it is back. And yeah, it's gonna be a brief one, though it's not gonna be lengthy like the others that I did, because this is just advice. The previous 2 was more statistics, was more scriptural. Number 1 was more about what the Bible says about finance, biblical finance. Number 2, part 2, was about just the stats of debt, of savings in the country. So it was more lessons, whereas with this, it's just going to be, brief, spot on advice that I hope will assist you guys in the same way that I am applying it in my life. Take what you can, take what works, and find your own way through it. Don't take it as a model, but I'm sure there are some principles that will be of benefit to Nina. Okay, so let's get into it. Okay, so last we spoke about, the difference, or rather more focusing on debt and how I'm more prone to debt, people settling their debt during this time than I am to people saving and putting money away. Because the interest rate on a credit, is higher than the interest rate that you would make on a savings account in this current and present time. And with the reduced interest rates giving you even more chance to, it cheapens, it makes your debt cheaper, and it gives you, more leeway in terms of how you can settle your debt. It reduces your debt rate, your debt interest rate, but it also reduces the money that you get back when you save. So hence, like I said earlier, I prefer that you pay off your debt first before you start saving. So okay, so how would you go about this? I would suggest, right? I don't know how much you owe, but is it 1? Is it 2? You know the stats from the previous recording, the previous post that says the average South African has up to 8 loans. So I don't know if you've got 1 or you've got 2. Anyway, what I would suggest is make a list, as daunting as it may be. Be real with yourself. This is the time to be authentic, to be real, to confront yourself. If you're having that internal conflict, it is good. It's okay. Put that into action. Make a list of how much you owe, who you owe, whether it's friends, whether it's family, whether it's a bank, whether a loan shark. Yay, we'll get to that at the end. And make a list of that. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to say start with the most or the least. Just make a list so you know what your debt status looks like. And I would suggest that you start and pay off the small debt first, because then what that does, it encourages you to keep paying off the next amounts. So if you owe, let's say, 1,000.5 at Virgin Active, pay that off first over 3 months, if it's 3 months. Then you'll get to the bigger debt. All right. It also gives you a sense of achievement, a sense of productivity, that you are actually doing something to get you out of the debt situation that you're in. Call your creditors. Guys, when they call, don't ignore the phone calls. Please don't ignore the phone calls. Talk to them. Explain it. Yo, guys, I lost my job. This is my situation. This is how much I can pay. Right. Don't try and be impressive, with the agents. If the only amount you can pay is 50 Rand, commit to Leo 50 Rand Leo, and make those payment arrangements. You'd rather pay 50 Rand consistently every month than say you're going to pay 300 and pay it on some months and not other months. That affects your credit record as well. right? But also when you decide the minimum amount that you're going to pay, take into consideration, be cognizant of your living expenses, because you still need to live, you still need to move around, you still need to function as a person. So hence I'm saying, understand what your debt status looks like, understand what your living expenses are, and from that, how much can you deny yourself in order for you to pay off that loan bit by bit, right? So determine what you can pay, minimum, be realistic. Don't go for the big amounts, because you still need to live. You still need to survive another 6 months without employment if you are unemployed. You still need to survive another couple of months if your business is in financial distress. So be realistic. How much do you need to live, and how much can you pay? If it's 300 over, let's say 4 or 5 loans, fraction that, and that's how much you will pay, and call all the different creditors and let them know, right? They're not going to turn down a payment. They just need you to make a payment, So it's about being able to honor the commitment than it is about the amount. So I'm going to stress the amount, kakhulu. Don't strain yourself. But the minimum that I know that you can start paying is 50 Rand, irrespective of your loan amount. Even if you're owing 100,000, they will accept 50 Rand every single month, right? And this may sound overwhelming. I hope it's not. I hope whatever situations that you're in that may have been overwhelming financially, this gives you some kind of hope. It lessens that burden. It gives you some practical ways to deal with your debt. So South Africa has a very sophisticated debt counseling system. So you can contact them for assistance if you feel that you need debt counseling, if you feel that it's too overwhelming for you to sit down and do on your own. Google debt counseling, registered and accredited debt counseling organizations and institutions. Have a meeting with the debt counselor, explain your current situation, and that information will be private to them, and they'll be able to assist you in achieving your financial goals. Yeah, so back to the loan shark, guys. Do not take out, back to the loan, right? Do not take out a loan to pay for another loan. Don't do it. Don't go now and take out 500,000 to pay for AMA loans. Deal with them in a step-by-step way, right? Is debt consolidation good? I'm sure you guys are asking yourselves that question. I don't know. I have never done it. But I see now, especially with COVID, there are some discounts that are being offered to women, to people that are in financial distress, that are highly indebted. So shop around, look around, do your research. Don't be fooled, and don't be foolish as well. Don't put yourself in a worse position than you already are. So yeah, back to the loan sharks as well, guys. Yay, because when the mashonisas want their money, they want their money right now. They will hold your ID, they will hold your bank card, they will earn your set, whatever income gets into your account will be theirs. So please don't. I know that because you're highly indebted, it's unlikely that you would get credit, that a bank would offer you some, hence I'm saying don't go and get a loan to pay off a loan, and maybe you're not in debt, you're not wallowing or drowning in debt, and maybe you don't have income, and the easiest way, the most accessible way for you is to go to a loan shark. I know a lot of Black people, our people, go to loan sharks, but what I do know, it's Olakasha, guys. Olakasha, so Olakasha. If you ever remember Ustumo, Olakasha, when he wanted his money, he was there, with his stick there to break Stumo's leg. So I would suggest, guys, that you don't. And the interest rates are just ridiculously high as well. The engagement with their clients, with you, is abusive. It can get to a point where they just control you. So I would advise that you do not. And relax. I know people are going through the most. People are just it's hard. It's hard for everyone. And relax. You didn't kill anyone. You just owe the bank money, So I'm not saying avoid making payments, but just know and understand that you're not the only one. But how do you then approach your situation? How do you then get out of your situation? How do you then learn discipline, learn responsibility, learn integrity? And yes, some people are in debt, not because they're bad with handling finances. Life happens. Life just happens. Right? Life happens, and you just get pulled. Life just pulls your feet from under a rug. Is that how it goes? How does it go? Pulls, yeah, pulls the rug under your feet. Yes, well, it's not my method. And sometimes, what you go through financially, because I'm a very spiritual person, I'm sure you guys know, based on my previous post, sometimes it's just really your journey requires that you have a different perspective, a different way of processing money, that you value money differently. Your understanding of money is different because of the calling and the purpose upon your life. Maybe you're going to hit up some big multinational that requires that you understand how to invest money, understand how to spend money and how not to spend money. So get the lesson for yourself as well. I have my own lessons. Find your own lessons and grow from it, learn from it, hear testimonials from other people. And once you've succeeded, and achieved your financial freedom goals, excuse me, share them with someone else. Encourage them, let it be a testimony for someone else that may be going through what you went through, what you currently going through. And when you know better, you do better. So there's no way, after having gone through financial distress, after you've been highly indebted, you're going to go back and want to live a life of debt again. You'll know the difference between good debt and bad debt, and you will do better in how you handle your finances, how you handle your life decisions, how you make purchases, how you spend. And yeah, so if you are blacklisted, I think that is, a lot of people may be blacklisted. I would suggest that you contact the debt counselors again, a credible, like I said, accredited, reputable debt counselor, and ask them for help. How do you clear your name? And payment holidays. I know lots of institutions were offering payment holidays at the beginning of Corona, at the beginning of COVID. And what I would say is, if it's still available for you right now, understand the terms and conditions of the payment holidays. Is it that they putting your installments on hold for 3 months and you're going to continue 3 months later on the previous installments? How's that going to affect your interest rate? You need to understand the money dynamics, the interest, the principal amount, which is the amount that they gave to you. How is it going to affect that? Because it's not as though they're not saying don't pay for the 3 months and you're never going to pay for the 3 months. It may accumulate into your other months. And how do you then apportion that accumulation over the period, of the loan, or over the next few months? Do they say you need to pay the 3 months after the 3 months? So that would mean you're paying for 6 months, the following 3 months of the payment period. Or can you break down those 3 months over a couple of months? So speak, have negotiations. Don't just accept offers because they come. Try and understand them. What do they mean to you? And don't sign and make and agree to anything until you understand it. Because later on down the line, if you realize that, oh my gosh, there's a fine print, the onus is on you. You could have asked the questions. You could have shopped around. You could have asked family, asked friends, Googled, approached a debt counselor, and the situation may have been different. So be wise. yeah, that's it for me. um Thank you for watching. I hope it was brief. I said it was brief, and guys, I hope it was brief. And cool. Peace out. Bye. See you in my next video.